you guys hanging in there. I promise you guys that what we're teaching you, if you just simply apply the simple steps that Dave is sharing with you and become consistent. And consistency, I'm sure Dave will agree, is one of the keys. If you can just consistently, even if you take off the weekends, but Monday through Friday, you go through the process we're sharing with you, and you're clear on who your target market is, you're going to start creating relationships like you've never done it before. And so I do know, as you guys are doing this, please give us your feedback. What's working? What isn't working? What questions you have, so that we can really help you with it, because we know it works. And so in the time we have left today, Dave, you're going to kind of go over what we've done real quickly, and then pretty much finish off what everybody needs to be doing on a daily basis. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to soon to be called Dr. Dave Murray. Dave, take it away, buddy.
Thank you, Jeff, and welcome everyone. I put this note at the top: motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. And Jeff has been telling me that for 20 years. And so we want to go through what we're going to do with Octopus today. We're going to have a few minutes at the end. Please write down any questions that you might have, and we'll take some questions, and we'll even leave it open for a few minutes at the end so we can get everybody up to speed. So we're going to go to the interface now, where we left off yesterday. And you can see I ran the query. I'm going to start with my same query. I'm going to open the interface. So it's important to get our names right. This is simply the interface. And again, there's 4 actions replicated in Octopus. We always want to start with a visit. That's a good strategy that we've been using. Create your campaigns right here. So I've already created the Phoenix sales campaign. And then it's going to send it to the CRM. And I sent 100 already this morning over to the CRM. So I've already done that. And so we're going to go right there. And we're going to go into the visit. So over here on the left is your control panel. So we'll go to the visit tab first. And you can see the way this is broken up, typically on a screen, either on the right side of your screen, and sometimes because of screen size, you might see this information on the bottom, but you'll see all this information. This is everything you have loaded into a queue. You haven't done anything with it yet. And so simply, you would want to select all these, and maybe you say, I'm going to launch 10 or 100. Here's a note you want to make to yourself. Because of limitations within LinkedIn, and because this is an automated system, you want to ease into this process. If you've just started on Octopus, I suggest 40 connections and messages a day, and then go to 60, and then to 100. And know that your maximum is always 250 connection requests and messages per day, not visits. You can do up to 500 visits a day, this section that we're in right here. So just keep that clear in your mind. And so simply launch. And then again, Octopus is sending all those visits out as if you've done it manually. So when they're all processed, you see on the left side of your screen, these are all processed. And the next step you want to do is to forward those to the next action. The next action you want to take is to connect with these individuals. You want to connect, and then you want to always make sure you keep them in the same campaign so you can keep your campaign straight. So go ahead and forward those, and that happens very quickly. So I forwarded these 24 that I've already visited. You can do that a few minutes after you visit. You can wait a few hours. Oftentimes, again, these folks will see that you visited their site and end up reaching out to you about 10% of the time for a connection before you get the chance to. So let's go from visit. We've moved them to connect. And again, here they are on the right side of your screen. They're in a queue. Nothing's happened to them yet. And this is where you want to personalize your message. Put in the first name, comma, and then we have several connections, or I know Jeff Fagan, or we are mutual connections with DJ, and I'm growing my network. You personalize that, whatever you feel comfortable with doing. We've gotten to the point within our organization where we know each other. Some of us know each other very well. We say we're a fellow principal of Chris Kelly and a friend. And so however you can personalize that, make a warm connection, it helps that person respond to you and connect with you. So you put those in there, and then you would go ahead and you would come over here and you would launch. Again, you could launch, as you get into this, you want to launch 10 and 20 and 30 each day. Again, you could only launch up to 250 each day of a combination of connections and messages. So I would go ahead and launch that message, and it would take about 20 seconds each to process. and let it run. And then when I have them over here, let's say I processed all 20, here they are. It says processed. I want to forward them to my message queue. So I'll forward that one. And I have about 10 of those in my message queue. And again, to the right screen, they're just sitting there in a queue waiting for something to happen. And so what I want to do is wait until these folks have actually confirmed that they've connected with me. You'll get a message on LinkedIn that they've confirmed with you, and then you want to come back here and message them. And this is where you would check off, okay, these 3 accepted my invite. So I'm going to launch those 3 today with this simple message. First name again, personalize it. Thank you for connecting with me. And this is where you could elaborate. Would you like to set up a phone call? Some folks I've seen put their calendar, calendar in there so people could actually set up a meeting with them. You'll need to personalize it, get comfortable with how you want to respond, but know that they've connected with you and now you want to thank them and do a follow-up. So that's the process that we follow that has been working very well. As Jeff mentioned, I want to show you something that if you select premium, this is back on the visit where you start the whole process. If you were to select premium, I have 93 that I brought in the queue. If I select premium, that 93 goes to 1. That's the impact of bringing over 100 or 1,000. You're going to probably have somewhere between 10 and 30% of all users of LinkedIn have a premium or a premium plus account. And so to Jeff's point, and he can elaborate on this more, do you want to focus on the premium users knowing that they're probably going to respond at a higher rate and that you're going to have more success? You have to make that choice. So let's go back to the dashboard, and you can see over here are the functions you want to work through. We went through messaging. I'll show you endorse real quick. This just allows you to take a group of individuals and endorse them for their skill set. That may or may not apply to what you would like to do, but it is, again, a top of mind activity that they're seeing that you're endorsing them for their skills. And so your name stays in front of them. So again, you could load all of these visits or all of these connections into this queue and then go ahead and automatically endorse them for the next 3 skills on their list and go ahead and launch it. So just know that there are, again, 4 actions: visit, connect, message, and endorse that you can do within Octopus. So let's go to the dashboard. We haven't talked about this yet, and I really like this a lot. It gives you a lot of good tools, a quick picture of what you've been doing and what you've been accomplishing. And so this is just one campaign that I had done, Phoenix Business Owners. And if you look down here, well, let's start at the top. So here are my total connections, 1,639 total LinkedIn connections, first level. The next one is invites sent. So as you get into this process and you start sending invites at 200, 220, 250 a day, this is going to add up very quickly that there are pending invitations out there. This number can't get over 1,000. That's a LinkedIn limitation. So when you see it in the 600, 700 level, you might want to withdraw them in bulk. You can always go back and re-invite them. And you can go back to LinkedIn and look at which invitations are pending and selectively delete them as well. But just be aware there's a limitation there. Profile views since last week are up 88% in my profile. Very active, doing content marketing, doing a lot of the visits and so forth. And so that's not unusual. Weekly search appearances, 171, and then All-Star, which you all should be All-Stars just because you have your profile up to date. If you don't, we can help you out with that. So to the right, I like the social selling index. It helps you work on specific areas as you move forward. So here's establish your professional brand. I rate a 20 out of 25 currently. Find the right people. As you continue to use Octopus and do the searches and reach out, this will continue to go up for you. Engage with insights. So when you're liking, commenting on articles and posts, that's going to help you there. So do that because that's going to help elevate you in the LinkedIn world. And then the last one, build relationships. And so you continue again to reach out, ask for connections, comment, post, and so forth. So it gives you a little bit of scorecard on how you're doing in the social selling index. And down here, would be a chart of what you've done so far. And so I just want to point out down below here that you can hover over these charts. So in May, I visited 835 sites for this campaign alone. Accepted 142 invites were accepted, and sent 171. So that's a pretty high percentage as reflected down here in the left-hand corner. You can see that I sent a total of 209, 171 accepted, so that's 82%. That's very good. So anything over 70, 75% is very good in the LinkedIn world. You can see messages sent and messages, replies received, 100%. So you want to get those percentages very high as well, 80, 90%. And then profiles viewed, and then endorsements that I made. And so the dashboard is very important, helps you keep track of each campaign that you're doing. And so with that, I want to maybe take the last few minutes. Jeff, did I miss anything, number one, and others who have been using it for a while, have I missed anything that you come across? And then maybe just take a few questions, and then again, we'll hang on to make sure everybody has all their questions answered here. So thank you.
Thank you, Dave. And no, I think you did an outstanding job of highlighting the features of Octopus. And I would say for all of us, the way we're really going to get good at it is to just get in there and work it. And like anything else, within a week, all of us can be very proficient at this. And your investment in time to do this on a daily basis, to build your brand, to build your network, and going back to Dave's point, me personally, I really have a strong preference for weeding out everybody but the premium members. That's going to be your call. But I have found my results working with people that are premium members. You do a lot less chasing. You find a lot more legitimate people, and you find really authentic people who have money in their accounts, are ready to roll, and very often they're the best quality prospects you could get. If you don't weed out all the rest of the people, you will find them, but it's going to take you a lot more effort. So that's my only other thought. I like to play with level 8, 9s, and 10s. I think all of you guys would prefer to play with level 8, 9s, and 10s. Most premium members tend to be level 8, 9s, and 10s. So with that being said, Dave, let's open it up to questions in the last few minutes here. So if anybody has any burning questions that they want us to take care of, let's get it taken care of right now.
Hey, Jeff. It's Caressa. I have, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you great.
Cool. I'm just getting used to interacting on Zoom calls. So I just jumped onto this and these meetings, these 15-minute calls, and I'm wondering, are the replays in the Facebook Messenger so I can start from the beginning? Can you start Octopus as a trial? Is this something you pay for? I haven't gotten into my LinkedIn account and started playing with it, but this seems like a really good thing to get into. So where can I get the replays? Is this something you pay for?
Sure. Okay, I'll answer that real quickly. You can get all the replays. Yes, I'll be posting all the links for all the replays in our messenger, our private messenger group, so you can get it that way. There is a charge of about $15 a month to use Octopus. So there is a $15 monthly charge for it. There you go. Thank you for sharing that, Dave. And yes, you can get a 1-week free trial if you sign up today. And very often at the end of the week, they'll pitch you with a second free week as well. So you could get possibly up to 2 free weeks to actually go ahead and do it. We recommend you do the advanced, which is $14.99. And really, if you get one quality lead a month by using this system, it's paid for itself 100 times over. So if you have any other questions, Caressa, just put them in our messenger, and I'll be happy to answer them for you.